Good afternoon from the Crucible. What a day for Michael White. First appearance at the Crucible, first appearance in the quarterfinals of this World Snooker Championship. He's up against Ricky Walden. Our main match, though, Ronnie O'Sullivan against Stuart Bingham, as we enjoy these introductions.
And his opponent, a two-time ranking event winner enjoying his best year at the Crucible. He beat Michael Holt 10-1 in the first round and survived a spirited comeback from Robert Milkins last night. He always travels with great home support and describes himself as a dark horse for this tournament. So please welcome, from Chester, Ricky Walden. And here on table number one, please welcome a player who seems to be getting better and better with age. He's up into the world's top 8 for the first time in an 18-year career. He came through a tight match yesterday against Mark Davis to make this his first Crucible quarter-final. He says he needs a bright start, he's up for it, and he's ready. So please welcome Stuart Ball Run Bingham. And finally, please welcome the most naturally gifted player ever to grace the modern game. After 11 months out, he produced 7 breaks over 80, including 3 centuries in his second round win over Ali Carter. 4 times he has lifted the sport's ultimate prize. He is snooker box office, so blink and you'll miss him. The Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Snooker box office, I think, is a very good way of putting it. Ronnie O'Sullivan, the defending champion, played very well last night to see off Ali Carter in that second round match, 13-8. Stuart Bingham also played well towards the end of his second round match. He beat Mark Davis, 13-10.
Thank you. The first frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
So it's Chigwell's Ronnie O'Sullivan against Basildon's Stuart Bingham. The only way is Essex here at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. First session of 3, first to 13 reaches the semi-finals. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break in frame 1. The 1986 champion here was Joe Johnson. He's alongside me this afternoon.
Good afternoon, David. Good afternoon, everybody. He's back. Ronnie O'Sullivan is definitely back. And the longer this tournament goes on, I think the more fresher he seems to be. He's had a year off. He's playing terrific snooker. Stuart Bingham had a bad session yesterday, but he came through it. He started to miss balls all over the place, but it's to be expected. You can't play well every session. Stuart's played some terrific snooker as well. But that is not a good shot. Didn't quite catch the red thick enough.
One.
Exactly what Bingham didn't want to do at the start of this match, give O'Sullivan an easy starter. It's his 67th match at the Crucible. He's been coming here for 20 years. He's won 50. That's the same number now as Jimmy White. Only Stephen Hendry on 70 and Steve Davis on 60 won more matches now than O'Sullivan. thought the way he finished off last
16.
night was just terrific.
70.
Well, they've just put up 3 reds, 3 blacks, and why not? Because he'll be looking at
24.
maximum breaks. He won't go
25.
out of his way to stay on the black. He'll try and win the frame first, of course. But he always has it in his mind. 4 reds, 4 blacks. It's there.
32.
He knows it. It's there in the back of his mind. But the frame first.
$33.
He's made 3 here, including, of course, in 1997, that 147 in 5 minutes 20 seconds.
$40. Thanks. 41.
So one more loose red. And then he's going to have to go into them. Hasn't got the angle to do it this time round. Just lay down, that's okay. And he can place that cue
48.
ball wherever he wants now. This was a very clever shot on right hand side on the cue ball.
49.
Preferred to go into them, going into the reds this way round. Well, difficult red to the middle.
56.
And he's got to be careful here because there's a red that will go to the opposite middle if he misses this difficult hampered shot. Oh, nicely played.
57.
And as I said earlier, he's got maximum in his mind, but he won't go out of his way to play for it. He could have stunned for the black there, but chose to play for the pink. And he looks in a mean mood.
63.
Yes, Ali Carter didn't make that many mistakes, but every mistake he made was punished.
And it's
64.
difficult to play against snooker like that. When you get him punished, it's very hard to keep your disciplines.
$71.
Well, as we look at the long potting stats, it's this short-range red that's going to give him this opening frame.
72.
He can beat the highest break of the tournament, which is 143, Neil Robertson.
Yeah, didn't
79.
catch him full enough, but he's still on a red to the left corner.
Ronnie O'Sullivan. 79.
Well, Robertson's money is safe, but what a great start, 79. Stuart Bingham coming back because, well, A, it's the first frame, and B, there's an outside chance here. He's 67 behind with 79 on. But a very lively start from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Well, he needed that in, of course, so these are nervy times for everyone. certainly for Stuart Bingham, who's appearing in his first ever World Championship quarter-final against the defending champion, the man who is favourite for the title. He needed to settle down early on. He's not done so in the first frame.
1.
As Sullivan said after his first round win over Marcus Campbell that he regretted not playing this season.
5.
He said he'd been badly advised not to sign the player's contract. He was missing it.
6.
He said all the things that he wanted to do with his time off he ended up not doing. It looks like absence has made the heart grow fonder when it comes to O'Sullivan's snooker career. He's back. He's determined to make amends for
12.
not having played the last few months, and the way he's playing so far in the championship, he's got to be the favourite.
30.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to play very well to beat him. Oh, something's going to have to happen
21.
that destroys his focus. Because at the moment, he's very focused. He had a couple of scares with Ali Carter, but he rose to the challenge.
26. 27.
And he's kept Stuart Bingham cold in this
34.
frame. Hasn't potted a ball yet.
36.
That's the way he wants to keep it.
39. 43. 48.
Well, he made 79. Stuart Bingham immediately missed.
54.
And O'Sullivan
And a first frame.
has mopped up the rest. 54. So 2 half centuries in the opening frame from Ronnie O'Sullivan, off and running here in the quarterfinals. He leads Stuart Bingham 1-0. We're back very shortly with frame 2.
Keep the noise down, please. Thank you.
Dikkat et oğlum.
Pass op. Pas op, pas op, pas op.
Attentie, spaatimo.
Nee.
Kalm, kalm, kalm.
Schiet, goed, doe maar. Precies.
Doe het.
Goal, goal,
Follow the score of your favorite team live and find the latest results and features with Eurosport's live score.
Get Eurosport.com for your iPhone free. Every day sees full and expert coverage of sports news with dozens of articles and an easy one-stop video section that lets you live and relive the very best moments of sport. Follow all the scores, fixtures and tables live. Eurosport.com, the reference in sport apps available on the App Store.
Stuart Bingham finds himself a frame down here to Ronnie O'Sullivan. It's first to 13 once again. O'Sullivan has now won 24 frames of the 71 he needs to be world champion again. So there's still a long, long way to go. In the semi-finals, it's first to 17. In the final, it's first to 18. The World Championship is a test of skill, nerve, and stamina.
Well, the first ball he's potted, and it was a good one. He's got the angle to go into them. He Could also play for that loose red just above the black, but this is such a good angle. Hasn't had much table time, so I would understand if he didn't go into them. Well, especially now.
Stuart Bingham 1.
He'll be deeply disappointed with that one. Caught it too thin. And to make matters worse, he's left Ronnie O'Sullivan on. We already know he's queuing well.
1. Eight.
Yes, may well leave that red just above the black. You could
9.
go into that pack of reds with that red as insurance. Just overscrewed it slightly.
15.
Now, if you can leave an angle on the black here, just to nudge a couple out and stand that red above it. Well, he can't play for the black by the looks of it. Playing for the pink. And now, unless there's any plants, he's going to have to take that red.
16. $22. $23.
Well, a couple of ways of playing this one. He could play the cannon to the red above the black and to the left, or into them at speed. That's what he chose, but didn't look a good pack to do that. Needed to miss the red directly above the black.
30.
And he just caught it thin.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 30.
A little careless, that. The kiss on the yellow has left the cue ball far enough away from the cushion to allow Stuart Bingham to play this red. If it goes in, half a chance. Yes, it was careless of Ronnie O'Sullivan, that. Should have had that cue ball tight on the cushion. Good pot. Well, he's left an angle to open the reds here, and if this comes off,
$9.
well, he's on the black, but it's tough to get to the next red. He either needed more speed or less. And you can't take liberties with these blacks. You've got to put a lot of concentration into the pot. No good playing position and missing the black. don't forget, it's the rocket that's following you. All those thoughts are in his mind. Sometimes you just need to have a little walk around to get those thoughts out of your mind. Yes, he was trying position, and he's got it, but he forgot to pot the black.
One.
O'Sullivan 4-1 up on their personal head-to-head, including a meeting here at the Crucible 4 years ago in the first round. Although Bingham did beat him in the UK Championship, which was over 17 frames in 2010.
8.
Well, that's interesting.
9.
For all the viewers that think that this is just going to be easy. Well, it could be easy, but that man there has proved he can do it over the distance. Not quite far enough to get back
16.
to the black. So I'm going to have to go up for one of the colours down the table. I'd like it to be the pink. He'd like to pot the red.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 16.
That was just careless from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He was on the pink. But another chance for Stuart Bingham. Just what he needed.
One.
Well, if you can't see the blue, it's just the snooker. And I say just the snooker because there's reds to land up to. Desperately wanted to keep that break going there.
Bramble. Stuart Bingham, 1.
I'm sure O'Sullivan, he's not going to take him for granted. He knows how well Bingham's played the last couple of years. It's not the same as if they'd have met, say, 5 years ago, where he would have been a much bigger favourite. Bingham, up to 8 in the world, won the Premier League title that O'Sullivan has won 10 times. Wasn't in it this year, Ronnie, of course. But he'll treat him with every respect.
Yeah, and Stuart can't afford to play many loose shots. He's played a couple so far, and that was another one. He didn't get the snooker. He's got to be right on the top of his game. He knows that, but knowing it and doing it, two different things. Sullivan doesn't want to bring that red off the left side cushion. That's his bit of insurance. There's a red to nothing here. So good at those shots.
1.
And you can bet your life that Ronnie O'Sullivan won't miss this snooker.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Yeah, Stuart Bingham could have played a similar type of shot, but tried to play it thin, and he left a red sticking out. Deep trouble for Stuart Bingham. He's got to just land up to this. That was a good attempt.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
But that's what it's got to be. It's got to be practically touching this red. If he plays it a little too hard, he pushes it on to the left corner.
Okay, sure. Right.
Oh,
That is a super shot.
Touching ball. Touching ball.
Oh, that's so unfortunate to leave a touching ball. What an excellent shot that was, David, eh?
well, what touch, you know, it's only the second frame. He barely got a shot in the first, so he's not had much table time.
Yeah, good point.
Although, as he pointed out yesterday, he's played more snooker this season than probably anyone. Every one of the 29 events he's played in.
And what about that for a crafty shot? Pushing the brown safe. Trying to get the snooker. The important thing was the brown. Hasn't quite got the snooker. But there's no way to get back down the table without playing the swerve.
Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
Won't be too bothered about that. Doesn't want to catch it too thick. He'd push it on to the corner.
Is that what, Stuart? Yeah, Ronnie, okay. Thank you. Further back. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that
Foul.
looked
Miss.
big a swerve that time
Ronnie
round.
O'Sullivan, 4.
Now, can he see that red on the left full ball? I don't think he can. The referee will soon tell us. If he can see it full ball, he'll be warned.
How was that one? Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
We can't see it, but the points are beginning to stack up. He's 48 behind here.
He caught the wrong red, and that's worse than missing it.
So any colour other than the yellow, and Bingham will need a snooker.
One. Eight.
Well, with the black he needs 2, otherwise it's 2-0. I suppose where all the colours are, there is a chance here.
Yes, worth playing on. Don't think he can pot one of these reds though, which would have been handy. And if he can pot one of them, He's fairly straight on it. He could be in deep trouble here. Yeah, the ball's in a nice place for snookers, but that counts for Ronnie O'Sullivan as well.
There is a long way to go, but Bingham knows that if he goes a long way behind in the first session, it's going to be very difficult to peg it back. O'Sullivan is a good front runner. Like anyone, he feels pressure at this venue, so he's got to be put under pressure. He said yesterday he thought he was a lucky person, O'Sullivan. Well, whether he is or he isn't, he's also a great snooker player, one of the best there's ever been. And he's still playing world-class stuff despite that year out.
Well, half a chance here, but he doesn't want to pot the red, and he'd have to play that red close to the pocket to get the snooker. Well, that's a wonderful shot. Full length of the table, played with a lot of drag on the cue ball, so that he could play it at pace, and that's unfortunate. Wanted to bring the red off the cushion and stay on the red
8.
down the rail.
Stuart Bingham, 8.
Well, they're queuing up the colours to play behind them. Well, that's another clever shot. Even if he could have seen the red, Stuart Bingham, it was going to be difficult to get to a colour, especially the black. Doesn't need the black. Needs 2 snookers as it is now. Yes, if he plays that red near the cushion, there is a danger of leaving that red on. But rather play that one than going off. Well, he can get to the black here if he can just miss the yellow. Well, that's okay, playing for the pink, he still needs 2 snookers. The only disadvantage with that is if he'd have played for the black, he only needed 1 6-point snooker. And the pink was in a good place for snookers.
Seven. Stuart Bingham, 7.
And you could just see the edge of the red sticking out there. Doesn't want to hit the yellow though. Could leave a free ball. Yes, he's aware of the double kiss. It's on. Oh, it was drifting, you know. It's a little harder. It would have been a difficult snooker. Well, it is. I thought he could swerve it. This is missable. Full ball. Great shot.
Played it so confidently as well. There's no great umming and ahhing over it.
Thanks.
He's not always had great discipline in the tactical department, O'Sullivan, but when he is in the mood, he's as good as anyone. And of course, the fact that he's not had a season of snooker to sort of wear him down, I think makes him even more dangerous when frames are like this, and he has to keep his discipline.
He's playing ever so well, Stuart Bingham, with these snookers. Room round the back.
Foul.
Doesn't want to hit the pink.
Stuart
Now
Bingham,
that means
6.
that Stuart Bingham can tie the frame with a black.
Well, what a fascinating frame this is now.
Yeah, he's still favourite, Ronnie O'Sullivan, especially with the brown and the blue where they are. But he's back in the game, Stuart Bingham, and he's fought hard. Hasn't done anything wrong, O'Sullivan. Anybody could have got round the back of that red. Oh, that's the way to seal a frame. He said he hadn't done anything wrong. He just needed a smell.
Well, in his first round match against Marcus Campbell, his long potting was a bit in and out. It certainly improved against Ali Carter and early stages in this match as well. So he'll be relieved there. Will O'Sullivan to knock in that red and finally put Bingham away in this frame.
10 in the frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Fought hard, but O'Sullivan takes it after all. Great start then for the defending champion. Ronnie O'Sullivan leads Stuart Bingham 2-0 in this World Championship quarter-final.
Keep the noise down, please. Thank you.
Crash Bang Wallop. The season has begun explosively with a whirl of spins and collisions. But one man who's made the most of it is Michel Nikier. Watch out for the young guns too as they attack the old guard. And coming up, all the twists and turns of the Hungaro ring, where homegrown Norbert Mikulits will be all fired up to fight off the challengers, just like last year. The unmissable World Touring Car Championship from the Hungaro ring on May the 4th and 5th. To get a ticket, go to FIAWTCC.com.
Eurosport Player is the multi-screen service of the Eurosport channels. With Eurosport Player, watch Eurosport and Eurosport 2 live on computer, smartphone and tablet through a single subscription. Watch your favourite events through the catch-up service. Also enjoy exclusive content through the bonus channels. Eurosport Player. All sports, all emotions.
Well, Stuart Bingham trails 2-0. It is early stages, as I say, but he would still like to get involved in the match and obviously get a frame on the board. Ronnie O'Sullivan has made the better start. This is frame 3. They play 8 this afternoon. They'll be back tomorrow for the final 2 sessions, first to 13 to reach the semi-finals. O'Sullivan's 21st Crucible, his 15th quarter-final appearance. Stuart Bingham, of course, here for the first time.
Well, they don't come any better than that. Red pot, digging down into the cue ball and had to avoid the red and black. Just managed to miss the red. He's got that cue ball a little too close to the cushion. Look at the Lompoc success. 100% for both players. Just can't see that red. He's got them too thin. He's left a red on to the middle, maybe one to the corner too. But the one to the middle, a little easier.
1.
Yes, needed to miss the green. Now, can he see enough of this red? Well, there's the answer. He just needs a decent chance to get his arm going, get a frame on the board, and relax.
Stuart Bingham, 6.
Well, he must have known that the double kiss was on. Could have played it ultra thin. And he's fortunate to have got away with that one. Oh, that right-hand side on the cue ball there.
Stuart Bingham's getting married next month, but he's not having a stag do for the very simple reason that there just isn't time to fit it all in with all the snooker, because he'll be playing again at the end of May in the early qualifiers.
Foul.
Well,
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
It's just not going for him at the moment, is it? Full marks for taking the balls on. But he's got to start getting them. And it seems when Ronnie O'Sullivan gets in, the balls are nicely situated. The black goes to both pockets. There's 2 or 3 reds round the black spot. This is just what Stuart Bingham needs.
3. Four.
Played for the red just below the black. And if it didn't go in both pockets, it certainly will after this shot.
Ten. $17. 18. $25. $26.
And all these little nudges that he plays develops more reds.
I think sometimes it's hard actually to appreciate it because he plays so quickly.
33.
But he's just so fully in command of what he's doing.
34.
He's always introduced as the most naturally talented player that's ever played, which may well be true, but he also works hard. He's worked very hard in practice before this tournament, practice with Peter Ebdon among others. So it's not just, he doesn't just turn up and play, all the work's been done.
40. 41.
Well, that's the first one. He hasn't played absolutely perfectly. Wanted to have an angle on the blue to go into the reds. Well, he has got it. But it's thinner than what he would have liked. And this side on the cue ball, he's going to leave this red on to the left corner.
46. .47.
Again, just over hit slightly. Red to the right corner, red to the right middle, whichever he chooses. There's one behind the pink as well. This is the shot. And again, look at that position. He's given himself chance at both reds there.
51. .52.
This is super stuff from Ronnie O'Sullivan. And he's got his work cut out. Stuart Bingham.
Yes, he's here to do a job, as he was
59.
last year.
60.
He's fully focused, it seems to me. There's no sort of external things going on that have affected his performance in the past.
Yes, we talked about him being match fit coming here,
66.
which obviously he wasn't. But he's match fit now and he's fresh.
67.
That's got to be a dangerous combination. And he's been put under pressure.
74.
Yes, and every time he has been put under pressure,
75.
and it was true with Ali Carter, he's responded. He's improved his own performance.
This is all wonderful stuff, isn't it?
81.
It's great artistry, that's what it is.
82.
Makes it look so easy. Left-handed, right-handed.
I'm waiting for the one-handed. It'll come.
84.
Had
86.
4 centuries in the championship this year. So far.
89.
This is looking like number 5. It would take him just 4 behind Stephen Hendry for the Crucible. Still 88 behind him he would be overall, but at the Crucible, just 4 off Hendry's record. Needed to miss the
93.
pink. He's still got a chance to the blue to the corner. Don't be surprised if this goes in. Of course it went in.
98.
Pink for the century. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
104.
Great to watch.
Has anyone ever played snooker this well? With such style.
111 in the frame.
It's going to take something special, I think, to stop this man winning the World Championship again. What a great start to the quarter-final for Ronnie O'Sullivan, 111 clearance. He leads Stuart Bingham 3-0.
Aspire Academy, a new realm of sport empowerment, where talented youth is nurtured, where pursuit of dreams is spurred, where dedication and passion are rewarded, where human potential is maximized, where champions are developed. Aspire Academy, where sports is a way of life.
Not only does Luxembourg offer a favourable framework for business, a menu of cultural delicacies, but also a quality of life that will leave you speechless.
Stuart Bingham up against it here, 3-0 down. to Ronnie O'Sullivan, who has played so well already. 111 in that last frame was quite simply superb. Pot success, well, as you can see, clearly favouring O'Sullivan. 97%. Bingham has got to improve on his 75%. Long potting 100%. It's easy to say he's got to improve. I think part of the problem is he's aware in his own mind, if he misses, that he's going to be really severely punished. So that's putting him under extra pressure, and there's enough pressure as it is in the quarterfinals of the World Championship.
Yes, that's exactly right, David. He's got it in his mind now that O'Sullivan is following him. And it all stemmed from that very first shot when he attempted to put the cue ball on the black cushion and left O'Sullivan with a chance straight away. Made 79 from that one, the frame. He needs a few shots, maybe a little safety battle.
Well, he doesn't take long when he's in scoring. 15 seconds average shot time for O'Sullivan so far.
Well, that was a good pot, thin cut to the corner. And he's on the brown or the yellow. Just overrun slightly.
5.
Didn't want to be cannoning into the blue on the shot.
Six.
Well, it's easy to say this, but top side of the blue off this red and go into them. I know he's been into them once, but he missed the blue. Got to put that out of his mind. Could have done with a little bit more angle on this blue. He can still go into them, but not with as much power. So he may play for that loose red.
$17.
Last chance then. Although there may be a red just above the black that goes to the right corner.
$18.
Now, if he could leave this low on the red, so if he could bring more reds into play. Doesn't want to finish straight on this red. And that's the way he's played it. Now he can bring more reds into play. And he can either play it with
25.
top or screw on the cue ball. Chose top.
26.
And he didn't really play it hard enough. He was always getting that second cannon onto the loose red. That's a good pressure pot. Played that one well.
33.
Yes, he's the polar opposite to O'Sullivan, isn't he? He's played in everything this season. Absolutely everything. Can't get enough of it. But he was saying yesterday he still feels fresh. He said, of course, 3 weeks since the China Open, he says, apart from practicing, he's been in the gym, he's been keeping himself fit. Doesn't feel tired.
34.
Yeah, he certainly loves snooker, doesn't he, Stuart Bingham? As all the players do. Can't play as much as what you do if you don't love it. Just nudged a couple more reds out. And that would be enough.
41.
These 3 reds, 4 reds.
$42.
He's got to finish the job now. Hasn't quite come far enough on the black, so he may play the cannon to that red by the pink. Now he could just hold it.
49. $50.
Well, he's been hit with everything so far today, but of course the point about snooker is when you get your chance, it's down to you. Ronnie O'Sullivan is in his chair now, so Bingham knows it's down to him to get this frame on the board.
Yes, and just come a little too straight. He's got a bit of an angle on the black. But not enough, it would seem, to stand back for the red into the same pocket.
Spotted something on the white, asking Brendan Moore, a Sheffield man, to just clean the white.
Well, that's the kind of angle he's got on the red. He could play for that red into the same pocket. Oh, he never liked it, did he? And that's the worst thing that could have happened. The pink busting the reds open. He just never liked the shot. And very fortunate he hasn't left something on here. Wasn't on a red. He played the cannon. He really did need to win the frame at that visit. He just needed those 2 loose reds. No attempt at the pot there. He got a good white ball. Keeping the pressure on Stuart Bingham here. Had to take that one on. there was no way back to balk. Now, can he be tempted at this long red? He's got the angle to stun behind the black. Right in the middle. Don't think it's hard enough though. But he could play a good snooker in behind the yellow. Nothing wrong with his long potting today, that's for sure.
Quite literally, looking at that, 71% for Bingham, but 100% for O'Sullivan.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yes, he didn't like playing in behind the yellow. It's a tough shot. That cue ball very easily could move, playing it so slowly, but it didn't. And he's got the shot. It's a tough shot to play, that. He didn't want to play it. That's how tough it was.
Well, if he hadn't missed that pink in the middle, I'm sure they'd be in the dressing room now. And it'd be 3-1, but that's certainly not guaranteed. If he leaves one of these reds on, it could be 4-0.
Well, how's he got through that lot? And it won't be going back, this.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
That's a disaster for Stuart Bingham. It's of his own making, that pink in the middle.
One.
Well, quite clearly this would really hurt Bingham if O'Sullivan won the frame now. This isn't Ronnie knocking in a long red and making 100 off it. This is a frame that Bingham was in control of.
7.
A little life. Wrong side of the blue. He's a little heavy. Just a little.
12.
But he's still on the red.
$13.
Lots of topspin, left-hand side on the cue ball. And now he's back in prime position. Perfectly placed on the blue. That red on the left side cushion. Well, we know he can play that left-handed. But that looks to be Stuart Bingham's only life.
18.
That and a
19.
kick, maybe. The way this man's playing at the moment, that's the only thing that would stop him potting
26.
balls. Is he thinking about that pink he missed?
27.
Well, if it goes 4-0, I think he will be in the interval. Against another player, he might have got away with it.
$34. 35.
Yeah, I think he played up for the green or brown and didn't really connect with it, but it should be easy enough to come down that right side of the table for the yellow. And he can play this left or right-handed. If he's short, left-handed. Hard to think how it could go wrong.
$42.
And he knows it's going to hurt him.
$45. $49.
Players love to punish their opponent's mistakes. And it looks like O'Sullivan is going to punish
54.
Bingham's mistake for that missed pink.
Well, he's been relentless, hasn't he, so far, Ronnie O'Sullivan? He just looks completely determined here this year.
60 in the frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Terrific clearance. You kind of fancied it happening, and it did. 60 from O'Sullivan. Bingham was kicking himself. He knows he should have won that frame, but it's O'Sullivan who leads at the interval by 4 frames to 0.